There are moments in a celebrity's career that feel less like a simple move and more like a turning point. And for Meghan Markle, this moment is exactly that. Because after years of stepping away from the spotlight as an actress, building a life inside and then outside the royal institution, and navigating one of the most intense media backlashes of the decade, Meghan is returning to the world that once defined her identity. But this comeback isn't just about acting again, it's about reclaiming something she lost along the way. Before Meghan became a headline, she was a working actress in Hollywood, not an overnight success, but someone who hustled through auditions, rejection, and roles that didn't always respect her talent. She spent years studying the industry, shaping her voice, and building a career with her own name on the credits. Her role as Rachel Zane on Suits didn't just make her known, it made her respected. She was confident, self-directed, in control of her public image. Acting for Meghan wasn't just a job, it was independence. But her life was about to shift in ways no one could have predicted. When Meghan met Prince Harry, her life was pushed into an entirely different reality, one built around tradition, hierarchy, and silence. The expectation was unspoken but unmistakable. The life before the royal family needed to be left behind. Her voice, her career, her identity, all suddenly filtered through centuries of protocol. Roles stopped, scripts stopped. The set she once called home was replaced by palace halls and public scrutiny. And that scrutiny was constant. From the moment her relationship went public, every expression, gesture, and decision was analysed on a global stage. For Meghan, the shift wasn't just lifestyle, it was identity loss. Eventually, the pressure reached a point where staying wasn't sustainable. Meghan and Harry made a decision that shocked the world. They stepped back from royal duties and left the UK. It wasn't just moving away, it was reclaiming personal agency. But after leaving, Meghan was faced with a new question. Who was she now? A public figure, yes, but one without the career she built, the independence she once relied on, or the freedom she had always valued. This was a rebuilding phase, one that wasn't simple or instantly successful. Meghan and Harry signed production deals with major platforms. On paper, it was a power play, a way to own their narrative. But the reception was complicated. Their projects sparked interest, but also criticism. Some viewers praised the vulnerability, others claimed they were oversharing. And when the Spotify partnership ended, critics were quick to call the move a failure, adding pressure to whatever came next. For Meghan, the world wasn't just watching. It was waiting to judge her next step, which made her next decision even more significant. Then came the quiet but powerful shift. Meghan signed with WME, one of the most influential talent agencies in the world. This wasn't casual or experimental. WME doesn't take on projects that lack direction. This move signaled something clear. Meghan was ready to return to the industry that once defined her. Not as the palace's version of her, not as a tabloid headline, but as an actress and a creative professional. Reports began circulating about new film scripts being reviewed, voiceover and dramatic roles being discussed quietly, connections being rebuilt. Her comeback wasn't loud, it was strategic. For the first time in years, Meghan is preparing to step in front of a camera again. This return isn't about fame. She already has that. It's about control. Acting gives her something the palace never did. The right to tell her own story, directly, intentionally, and with her own voice. And whether people love her or criticize her, they will watch, because Meghan's return to acting is bigger than a role. It's the reintroduction of a woman the world hasn't seen since before The Crown. Fans say she's reclaiming the life she was forced to give up. Critics say she's trying to rewrite the narrative. But both sides agree on one thing: this comeback matters, not just to Hollywood, not just to British media, but to Meghan herself. This is her moment to define who she is without the palace, without the tabloids, and without the filter of royalty. Where she goes from here could reshape her legacy. Meghan Markle's return to acting isn't just a career move, it's a return to the identity she built before the world tried to rebuild it for her. The story isn't finished yet. If anything, this is where it finally begins, and everyone is watching